A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Gaming with KaijuForceNeo. And now, here on Gaming with KaijuForceNeo, I'm still going at it here on Need for Speed with this Nissan Skyline R33, and currently it's all just going to go just like this, really. I'm going to be driving with the Nissan Skyline R33 at this moment, but in due time there will be other cars that I will be able to move on to, because just like what's happened before with Gaming with KaijuForceNeo when it came to playing Need for Speed here on the PlayStation 4, there were certain times in which that I would use a certain number of cars for a long period of time, and there were some cars that I just didn't use for too long. I didn't really use certain cars for too long because of how sometimes they just didn't really meet what my expectations would be in an automobile that's made to race here on these streets. And I'll know, oh yeah, you can see right there, I just crashed. Now, you can probably tell already within the last minute or so that this episode hasn't necessarily gotten as choppy as the last one. The last one was really choppy. So choppy, in fact, that there were so many details in the episode that you could see, or you could have seen, that were actually cut off from the rest of the episode. But that actually wasn't me editing out any certain points of that episode, because, well, of course, servers do end up getting in a pretty big lag on certain occasions because of how many people are in there, or because of how much data is filled in. It just all depends, really, based on any certain specifications and attributes that point out to how poor a performance that a server can have anytime. But what you can see right now is that I'm not really experiencing any choppy motions here with the graphics and with the quality and with the server performance and all, but nonetheless I still feel somewhat paranoid and somewhat aware about how everything around here seems to do, because I would not want to have anything choppy like that happen ever again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to keep driving around here along the Ventura Bay area here, and yeah, of course, even though I mentioned that you haven't really seen any choppy motions occur within this sector of the episode, within this whole time frame of the episode so far, you would still probably see certain choppy parts at certain occasions. That's because I'm still on the same exact server as I was in the last episode. So there is a good chance that some more frequent choppy motions will occur sometime around this episode. Any given point in time that you will notice anything choppy around here, then well, you can always just comment down with the time frame, of course. It will hyperlink specifically to the video where you would see the choppy parts. So, of course, when I'm talking about time frame hyperlinks, then I'm talking about where you would just type in the number of the video, e.g. 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes 30 seconds. If you type that in there, it will turn blue, which means that it's going to hyperlink the video straight to the point of which that you click on the number right there. If you click on the 3 minute 30 second marker right there, it'll hyperlink you straight to that point in the video. And I just crashed again. Oh, and okay, and you could just probably saw right there that it didn't really get too well there. So I guess for right now, I'm just going to keep going along here on the streets, and it's going to be as easy as that. So right now, it's just going to, wow, you see, look how fast I'm going right there? That's pretty awesome. Though I feel like that, to go on the highway would be the only way for the Skyline right here. Oh my gosh, right into the back of that vehicle right there. Oh, okay, I see what it is. It does look like an Edge or an Explorer. It's some type of model from Ford, I know for sure. So, yeah, okay, take this thing that's going really fast right now, over 150 miles an hour, and look at that, there's the highway, see? How fast I'm going then. Giving some nice drifts here. As you can see, oh, narrowly missed the curve right there. So, okay then. I kind of just do like to switch between different cameras because you just never know what camera you're going to be most comfortable with. I probably will prefer this camera right here, where it's a first-person view with the camera sitting on top of the hood. Wow, look at that. Another freaking crash. That's why driving at night is somewhat of a challenge for most drivers, but even though that this is a game, in reality, I would not drive anything like this, in any way like this. Probably the worst thing that would happen is that I would accidentally speed up to a certain speed limits that's above the speed limits. And I'm talking about a certain speed that's above the speed limits. I'm talking about at least 90 miles an hour. I've gone above that part at one point, 91 miles an hour, and it was accidental simply because I was distracted from how loud the winds were coming into one of the cars that I was driving. And I have driven 6 or 7 cars in my lifetime so far, and it is going to continue going. So you can see here a spontaneous outrun. I'm practically just going to have to see how much distance I can get away from that GTR driver behind me, and it looks like I am getting some pretty good distance there. Looks like I won. 1,000 credits is how much I was able to get there, because that was just a simple challenge between 2 online players, as you can tell. And so I probably don't have any idea what other types of missions out there I could do, what other types of challenges I could do here on Need for Speed, because I've already done a lot here on Need for Speed. Although the missions that do involve some of the main characters here in the game alone, there could be times where I could end up just going all in for it, and then, oh my gosh, look at that. As soon as I pulled up the map, I just crashed into something. So, okay. I'm going to go all the way to around the top of these mountains here, and it is going to take me a little while, so just bear with me. I'm just going to make my way over there, and I'm going to find out how well I can handle on these roads here. Where I'm going, I am going to need roads, of course, because this is not an off-road vehicle. This is more of a vehicle that's made for the roads or even the racetrack. So, but of course you probably need some more modifications on these cars before they can be used on a racetrack, especially with the amount of chicanes, with the amount of curves, with the amount of G-forces. Anything wrong can happen. Anything can go wrong. Am I actually going the wrong way? Because I always felt like there was an actual point to where I could actually have multiple routes to go for. It appears like this route is the only way to get to that certain part of the map, so I'm just going to go ahead and go back for it. So let's see here. I'll turned a little early there again, so let's see. So I do have around just over a mile left to go here. Let's see. Oh goodness. Cruising over 100 miles an hour. Yep. There we go. Oh, nicely done. Yeah, I know I collected that. That was a donut part right back there, so probably wouldn't need to worry about that too much. And so, got some more of this stuff coming on over here. And I'm not that far away from there yet, so let's see. We got some distance left to go, but until then, whoa! My goodness, just spun out right there. So what you can see here is that I got myself some more specs that are going to show how many credits or points I'm going to be able to earn. Credits and points, they are going to be the only things that I'm going to need just to rack up the XP for this game here. Level 52 I'm at currently. It looks like I'm there, so let's see. Oh, looks like I got it turned around 180. There we go. All for one. The difficulty is medium. Let's see how well I can do here. Stay with the group and earn 53,000 drift points. I don't know, that could be a little hard, but I'm gonna find out. Now, I don't really have nitrous for this though, so it could be hard to stay with a group like that. Stay with the group to earn points. That I know. That I know. So I'm going to go ahead and slow down and wait for them. Let's go ahead and wait for them. You can see here. Got them coming alongside me. And look right there. I just noticed that it was a little choppy again. Wow. I'm on the same server, and it does appear like the choppiness wasn't as often as it was in the last episode of Gaming with KaijuForceNeo, but wow. It's like the server has really no mercy for gamers like myself. Although I'm more of a part-time gamer, not necessarily full-time, because I would spend most of my time just creating content out there, or just simply working for American cinema. American cinema is pretty freaking awesome. That's how we know it today. It's just awesome. There's really no other way for me to know about it. I just simply love it. That's just the end of that. So, what's that is, and I'm at 29,424 points and counting. So, there's another good point to where I'm earning some more points. 42,849 points, and this drift should be enough to end it all, really. Oh, maybe one more. Let's see if this one's gonna do it. Oh, really close. 52,191. So, oh goodness. Oh my gosh, I just hit someone. Almost not. Would not want to knock him out of the road there. So, okay, 62,988. And I'm only got one checkpoint to go. One more checkpoint to go. So, looks like I managed to get 68,462 points there. And there's a win right there. With over 60,000 points right there. I feel like I did a pretty darn good job right there in that round. It wasn't really as medium as I thought it would be, but I would probably regard medium being somewhat tougher than anything relative to easy. Though, hard levels, though, on the other hand, they're pretty surprising to me. Pretty confusing sometimes, simply because they're not as hard as I should expect. They're not as challenging for my mental dexterity or any other aspect of mine that would require mental power just to have the ability to complete it. Just to have the skills that it would take to complete this. On the other hand, though, to be fair, I feel like it was a really good challenge right there. Earning more than 53,000 points over a course of 17 checkpoints. And I am going to make my way over to another challenge somewhere on here on the map, and so I've got just over 2 miles to travel so I can get there. And I also feel like that whatever I'm going to do from this point forward here on Gaming with KaijuForceNeo, and it does look like I was close. I only needed just around 1,000 points more. Needed around 9,500 points to be able to beat that score. But apparently that couldn't be done. It's like that person's driving a somewhat vintage roadster, and it's just right behind me. You can see the arrow there, that's just right behind me. Oh goodness, yeah. Apparently with drift tires, you don't have as much control or dexterity. Oh, apparently looks like that was not the